All right, if YouTube is any indication, we should be live. As usual, promotional consideration paid for by the following: John K., Andrew C., Lady Quickblood 35, Moonbad, Bobbis D., Craig B., Jimmy M., Dracwizza, James C., Macy J., Tipsy Thomas, James B., Woolock, Jason G., Michael W., Christian M., Cornite Care Bear, Olinius Pius, Road Dog, King of Salt, Soul Blighter, Sage MC, and P. Pasquale. Two newcomers to the fray. Tippers, AfterDarkPrince.net, and Celtic Miniatures, and Randy the Axeman. All right, let's bring up the screen and see what we can see and make sure that I've been sound checked. How are we sounding, Command Bunker? What's up, Shadow and Sun? How are you guys doing? All right, so we're going to be getting right into business here. Just a little housekeeping, real quick. If you're looking to get a shirt, the $10 tier on Patreon is the best way to get a shirt. It's the most economical way for me to buy one because I have to buy them I have to buy the shirts at cost in order to send out, and then it's also the most economic way for you to buy one rather than just going right to PayPal and paying full retail price for the shirt. All right, so that's the cheapest way. As usual, you can always check me out on Rumble and Instagram. Instagram anytime you want to shoot the shit with me. And what do you call it? There's one guy I got, Cornite Care Bear. I got to talk to you about your shirt. Your time's coming up. So with that said, I finally got the miniatures, the 3D printed miniatures from After Dark Prince, and they're the 10mm Bretonians that you saw in the picture there. So. Thank you for the sound check, Command Bunker. What's up, Historical Doppelganger? So, rather than do a little update and rumor roundup for Warhammer the Old World, I'd figured we would deal with some Warhammer the Old World, only on a 10mm scale. So, what I'm going to opt to do is I'm going to make this unit my Grail Knight unit, and I'm going to do these guys up with some blue ink and. Let's go into cam because I have to deactivate it, turn it on, and reactivate it here. Okay, we'll get rid of the lovely Aka Atsuka, and then we'll make sure that the what's going. Oh, we got to get rid of capture. There we go. All right, so we're there. I think I've got an angle worked out. This is going to be kind of a more annoying stream simply because of the size of the miniatures that I'm dealing with. So the first color that I dealt with on these guys is just game color brown ink. All right, so that's the first color that's up on these guys. I put it on the bases. I put it on the lances. The next color that's going to go down on these guys is just going to be game color blue ink, and I'm going to do that all over the cloth, barding, and everything. I think it will read a lot better. I was experimenting with some gray ink that I had. It just wasn't registering, and I don't want to, I don't want to paint these guys, dry brush these guys gray and then bring them up that way. I kind of want to speed these guys along as best as possible. As usual, I'll be watching chat. What's up, Alec Luda? How are you doing? I'll be watching chat, so you guys talk amongst yourself. Might be a slightly shorter stream today because I would like to go out and get a haircut. Other things that I'm dealing with here is all the commandos are done, so I can't do a follow-up video to that. Now I have 5 commandos. At some point, I will put out a nice little tutorial on how to paint the commandos themselves. And like I said, nobody saw the stream last week. It got like 25 likes. I badmouthed Dana Hall, and nobody cared. One guy cared, but that's just one dude. Now I understand if I got downvoted by 11,000 angry tumblers. I could understand that, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen that way. So I do like the look of these guys and everything. So I'm just going to be showing these off. This is the command stand, and what they do is when you're done, you glue them inside of there, and they'll go into there, and just got to get a little bit of flashing off. I'm forever and a day cleaning flashing off of the bases on these, but that's what they're, and then you can remove slots as you take casualties or something like that. But After Dark Prince is doing a lot of 10 millimeter sculpts. He's also got something that I kind of found interesting. I have to take another look at is 10 millimeter Dungeons and Dragons. So they're just doing dungeon tiles, having different monsters, and doing your encounters in 10 millimeter, which might actually save a lot of time, save a lot of money. You don't have to draw a map. You know, you just hurry up and you dry brush everything and be like, okay, these are the heroes, these are the monsters, these are the tiles. Here's a treasure chest. You know, it seems kind of fun. Very dungeon crawler, but on a smaller scale. He also has a lot of other stuff that I'm interested in. Some of his alternative sculpts for the vampiric dragon. He's also a pretty good painter. So, you know, these are going to go up on his website when they're done for photo ops, but I will be keeping these when they come back to me after they're done, you know. So, and it's because of people like that that I'm able to keep going. It's the circle of life and stuff like that. And special shout out to Celtic Miniatures, who is going to be sending me some 28 millimeter mounted whites. And a couple of the, I hope I get some square bases with those. Well, I have square bases, so just a special shout out to him, who's been supporting the show forever and everything. And so both of their links to their Instagrams are in the description below. So if you're interested in anything that some of the tippers, aka the sponsors, are hawking on their websites, you can find everything in the link below. I mean, in the description link below. Another thing of business is I'm going to be working on an orc truck. I actually have to zoom out just a little bit because I'm in close, you know. But if I run out of time, or if I'm waiting for ink to dry, I'm going to be washing this. Now, I ordered a big shooter for this model, so hopefully that shows up. I got to zoom out. I might have to readjust midstream if I get to painting some orcs, you know. But I think I have just enough room if I want to get started on this guy. All right, because I want to finish my what do you call it, Burna Boys unit. So I finished all the commandos, and my autism wouldn't allow me. And there's a list that I'm kicking around that might have 5 trucks in it. There's also another list I'm kicking around that's going to be all savage. So with that said, let's start into this and get some of this blue ink on these guys. And this is what's going to go all over the cloth armor and everything. And I forgot to put the bleeping cat out, so he's going to come down, probably start messing with the camera and piss me off instantly. Of course, look at that, gentlemen. Let's see here. That's hilarious. All right, better make sure that cap's on. I put a ball bearing in there. That's got to be on. Yeah. All right. So, other colors I'm opting for are just some light metallics. I don't know what I'm going to do for these. I'm probably just going to paint them brown, and I'm going to put a little bit of static grass on them, or I just might do a little bit of texture. It really depends on what they look like when I'm done with them. So, you know, there's that. But we're going to try to speed through these guys relatively quickly because just because of their size, you know. Yep, we're doing good. All right, we're going to maintain frame. And the reason why I'm opting for inks is because it should just go by a little bit faster than traditional methods. And it will stain up just a little bit faster, and then I can... Yeah, this is looking good. Now, there are some people out there that are probably better at painting 10 millimeter than I am. And that's okay. The only 10 millimeter models I've ever painted were those epic scale Confederates. And I gave those out as a present. So just make sure that we do. And we're going to deal with this one side at a time. I think that might be the most prudent choice, is just deal with this one side at a time. You're going to get the ink all over things, but we're going to go with a smaller brush. And we're going to do, what do you call it, the metallics afterwards. But I think that just a little bit of my favorite blue, this magic blue, Azul Magico, from the Vallejo range here, will hide whatever details I splotch over and clean up my lines very well. I should have glued these guys on popsicle sticks. This is rather annoying, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Yeah, I was not prepared. I was cleaning up units, separating things. I would like to get all of the knights done, then move on to the Pegasus Knights, show off more of the range in these next couple streams and everything. But we're just going to go through, yeah, one complete side at a time, because the brown's already done, and you can see what that does. And from 10 feet away where you're going to be looking at these guys, it's not going to look bad. And I'm going to try to stay off the brown in there because that's a base for my gold. I think gold will look really good. And so we're going to put this to the side, let that ink dry. We're going to start another one, and we're going to do all, what is this, the right-hand sides first for the ink. And I'm not really worried about where I get everything. I just want to make sure that I get one full side of the miniature. As long as I maintain frame. I just had a thought. I might go upstairs real fast and get a tool that really might save my thumbs. And I'm going to do that as soon as this side's done. And I think these cloths, I'll make these a different color. I'm not sure up on the lances. But these are pretty detailed. I'm very impressed at the 3D prints for these, I would have preferred something a little less detailed, but, this will work. I actually have plans to work through these relatively quickly. I think I can probably get one base of guys, one full tray of guys done without any real problems per weekend and everything. All right, so I am going to go get a tool that's going to help me out. Let's put that there. And I will be right back. I will be right back because I think I need that right now. So give me 1 second. No, give me 1 second. Get over to chat. I'm late, but finally made it. What's up, Tunabout Z? Did they come out with a new edition of War Machine? What's going on with that? Are they going to try to fix themselves over at Privateer Press, which is now just a 3D printing company? I don't know. So yeah, this will work. I think I put that right there like that. And I'm not watering down this ink at all with drops of water. I'm just going to let the ink kind of just settle on these guys because it's going to get everywhere, and I don't want it to pull up though, so I will be pulling it back. That's looking good. Take that, put that there. And I'm also not going to worry about too much of the fabric underneath. You know, in spots where I can get in towards the legs and everything. I'm just gonna leave that brown. Again, I really am gonna go for speed on these homeboys, because painting these guys should be more of a joyous, fun occasion. Like, oh, I'm getting a lot of guys really quick, kind of thing there. But you see what that ink does to them. It's just a little bit of ink. You know, beats painting them in the traditional sense. My eyes hurt. I'm getting old. There we go. Just the right sides only. I know this is all there is. I couldn't. As for the Psalm, I will be continuing with that. There's one more installment in that series, and then I'm gonna download all the videos, cut out all the stuff, and then just put them together as one video, one kind of like lecture on the Psalm. And I think that'll actually be pretty good for people who are interested in just that part. All right. Is MK4 completely new? When did they publish that? That's like the newest one? I know they went to MK3, and a lot of people didn't like MK3. And then, you know, it was supposed to be the game of monstrous miniatures combat, and then they introduced this thing called infantry, and I think it kind of broke the game, because then it became more about the infantry models that they were creating rather than just I have 6 monsters, you have 6 monsters, let's have monster mash in the middle. Hey Tyler Norwood, how you doing? No, I'm just painting some of these After Dark 10 millimeter Bretonians here for Warmaster. Yeah, I think that will suffice. All right, give me a minute here. Good thing about ink is it dries really quick. That's the good thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we know which ones to grab. This can go over there. Grab that. Change places. And the reason why I chose blue just off of it wasn't a spur of moment decision. Blue ink will actually catch silver metallic paints very well as it's a good primer to your metallic paints if you're going to be using silver. And so I chose to go that route for this reason, because I really want to be able to the highlights on this model are going to be the wherever I decide to put the silver armor and everything. And then there's a few flashes of leather in there, but I don't know how much leather I'm going to get into on this. Get the paint on the miniature. There we go. Yeah, a little bit. We'll get a little bit right here. All right. Cool thing about inks is cleanup is a breeze. What's up, Hungar? How are you doing? Oh, that's awesome. You got some orcs. So you please Instagram me a photo of your what do you call it? Your 10 millimeter orc army. I'd like to see that. I really think that the old Warmaster line in and of itself has a lot of charm to it. So I wouldn't mind seeing some of that if you are so inclined. You don't have to, but you know. What's up, Sergeant K? How you doing? Justin Thor, how are you doing? I always see you over there on what do you call it? The streams with Shadow and Hungar. Um, just a real quick. Usually when I'm watching you guys, I'm driving. So when I say hi to like the guy who's hosting the stream, you know, it's not that I'm leaving you out or anything. Just so you know, Justin. So I just want to thank you for watching today and everything, and just know that I know who you are, and I'm not leaving you out. Usually when I am watching you guys do your streams, I'm always driving my truck, and I've got to be focused on what I'm doing and stuff like that. So just say hello to you there. Dungeon Master James, how you doing? I don't know that I've got mixed feelings on 10 millimeter myself. You know, I'm at that age where I think I don't like it. I don't know. Mostly because you know it's going to be all downhill. My vision slipped on my last medical thing. I went from 2015 down to 2020 now. I had one eye that was at 2015 and now it's a 2020 eye, and I'm like, oh no. You know, I don't want to get spectacles. I might have to get the magnifying glass out and everything. Yeah, he'll have a blue feather. Get that in there. There we go. And these are going to be the Grail Knights. I think everybody else is just going to have silver. I can't wait to do the one models that I'm most excited about in this little range that he sent me here are the Pegasus Knights. I definitely want another stand of those. I don't think that one stand is enough. The Pegasus Knights I'm very excited about. But there's a lot to do, but I think if I just stick to it, you know, and I do about one full stand a week or something like that, just one full stand a week, I think it'll come through really quickly. Now I'll have to divert some resources to it, but I don't think it'll be that bad. Yeah, again, it's going to be a little bit of an annoying stream here, just making sure that, you know, anywhere I am going to see blue is blue. What would Hungar be? Oh, are you guys talking among yourself? Hold on here. Hungar kind of seems like the bully of the group, maybe, you know? I've heard stories from DM James. You don't want to get on Hungar's bad side. Blue feather. Yeah, but I like these guys. These guys, I'm actually kind of excited. I really want to progress through these as quickly as, progress through the stages and what I've planned as quickly as possible so I can see the finished product for myself. Yeah, I'm glad I went up and got this little tool of mine here. Otherwise, I'd had the carpals from hell trying to grip these guys. You get the clamps. Still probably going to have the carpals. Again, I'm not worried about the blue getting onto the metallic too much. That'll only help it. Stick. I do want to make sure I have some clean blue. Oh, so there's where the gray did. I guess I just didn't wait long enough for it to settle, but that's okay. Yeah, I was going to do these guys in gray, but I thought that might be too dark. All right, all right. Moving along. One more stand to work through with the blue. Make sure that we stain it. I want to make sure that I get that blue stain on them, though. Blue feather. Uh-huh. Gotcha. I was originally going to use those tweezers, and as I said, that'd probably make my, what do you call it, my carpal tunnels worse. It's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna have to think of a plan. All right, let's get the chat here. Oh yeah, I've seen some really impressive battle reports, historical, on what do you call it, on YouTube for Warmaster. Huge battles. These guys laid out I think they laid out an 8-foot table and they went ham. They went ham with like a dark elf versus high elf army, and these people must have had at least 3 shoe boxes filled with stuff apiece, and they just went ham on that. Must have been really good fun there. I also saw your little video out there with you. It's a normal rainy day in the UK. Oh no, it's raining in Grimsby. What will we do? Summer in the UK. I figure there's stuff that they tell you when you step off of the plane in the UK. Welcome to the UK. It rains all the time. We have shitty weather, shitty cartoons. There's nothing to watch on TV except Doctor Who and reruns of Top Gear. And sometimes it rains, and we don't have any jammy dodgers this week. You know, so you just have to tough it out. I don't know. But that's the first thing that's your orientation. Shitty weather, shitty cartoons, like The Hobbit and Watership Down. That's all we've got. Okay, Dungeon Master. Your unit of boys be spears. I would never run spears on boys, simply because you have the additional choppa option, and if I was going to run boys, I'd run them with the additional choppa, and I would run them as a unit of biggins. Because you get the weapon skill 4, you get the extra strength, and it's like usually, I think it's like a 2-point upgrade. Or at least I know that a biggin back in the day would literally cost you, an 8th edition, if that's what we're talking about, a biggin would literally be 9 points a boy. Which is a 395-point unit for 40 of them, because I think the champion is a 15-point upgrade. And that's a pretty solid unit with the extra attacks and everything. You throw a Black Orc battle standard in there, and they're not going anywhere. Usually what I would do is I'd run a unit of Savage Orc Biggins. 38 strong, plus 20 for the command. That would be 438 plus 140 for the Black Orc Big Boss. So the 578 points of my army would be those 38 Savage Orc Biggins with the Black Orc Big Boss who has the battle standard in there. And it's just like, okay, D3 wounds onto the unit. I have the war paints, and I have the Lucky Shrunken Head, so I have a 5+ save to stop it. And they would have the additional hand weapons. And so, you know, I just think Biggins with the additional Choppa, pretty good. But if you're just going to run normal boys, yeah, run them with the shield. It's a matter of preference. Me, I had an army where I had 80 Biggins because I was running boss. What's his name? Gorbad Ironclaw. I was running Gorbad Ironclaw, and he was the boss in there. Oh, what's up, Von Ketteringham? Well, you're gonna watch me for 5 minutes and no longer? Is the latest rerun of Doctor Who on, or is it Mystery Saturday after Hammer late night Hammer with who would be your horror host over there? You guys don't have a. I just know that you guys had a show in the 70s called The House of Hammer, and some of those episodes were pretty good. It had what's his name from Indiana Jones in one of them, but you know, but I figured I was just got done talking about UK television about how there's nothing on but Top Gear and reruns of Doctor Who. BK, but how are you doing over there? 6th edition, yeah, even in 6th edition, okay, run them with the spears, I guess. I haven't looked at 6th edition in a long time, but I was making a list for 6th edition, and I think the additional Choppa Biggins are a definite pickup for a 20-man unit, and then if you're just running normal boys, I would give a couple of them spears so that you can claim spears, and then just do spears and shields in that other unit. Would I play? What do you mean? Would you bro with a Warhammer Fantasy Orc for a day? Oh yeah, I would. I would totally. Yeah, orcs are my people. I swear. It's just you smash things. Might makes right. Their society is literally the most just society that they have. I'm bigger than you. I'm either going to turn you into food, or you're just going to give me all your lunch money right now. So that's that. So now that the sink is pretty much dry, I'm gonna take these guys, and we're gonna go for our next color. I think I want to go for the metallic, and just kind of map out their armor a little bit. And I'm gonna be using Game Color Air Chainmail Silver for that. And I might actually get out a new brush, or I might not. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for it right here. Now they have a little bit of armor right here. Boom. We're just going to touch that as best we can where we can see it. And I'm not going to worry too much about it. Ah, not maintaining frame, bro. Oh, the Grimsby chums. Oh no. It's a no longer. Let's see here. Just from one angle. I'm just going to go at it from one angle, and then I'll switch the other side. But I want to make sure that I get all the metallic that I can see from one end. Yeah, that kind of completes it up a little bit, just the metallic over there. So what I'll do, so I'll grab it from a different end and I'll go at it from this side here. I mean, you get as detailed as you want, but I don't think I'm going to do the stirrups on these guys. I can see the stirrups. I'm just going to make it part of the leg here. But I just want to have a good even coat everywhere I go of for sure metallic. And you know one thing I find funny is that you never really know how to paint anything until you actually finish one stand. You never have I never have a game plan set up. I know the colors that I'm going to use, but I don't have a complete game plan set up until I actually completely finish one. And then the process after you finish the first, let's say I finish my first stand, I get my first stand done, then I will absolutely know how to paint the rest of them and make the process go by a little faster. Yeah, and that just looks better already. And I told you about how that blue will just grab the metallics, and that's what's happening right now. That blue is just grabbing the metallics. I still think I'm going to start with the brown ink though and then do the blue. Now I got to go off camera for a second here. All right, I understand completely now what I need to do next. So this is somewhat rewarding though. Warmaster was one of those games that when I started playing, all of the stuff for it was literally in the 40% off bin. And you know, if I hate the fact that I was a young kid back then and I didn't have a lot of money, you know. But at least when you started in the hobby back then, you know, you can get a unit of 20 Ork boys and a metal war boss or knob if you were playing 40K for 15. So you'd be out $35 plus 15 plus paint. You know, I mean, $100 would really get you a start in the hobby. Now today, $100 don't get you crap, you know. And that's one problem. Okay, now before I move on to the next color, I am going to clean these guys' lines up a little bit, and I'm going to be using the magic blue. And this might actually do my highlight as well. So let's do a different brush. See, this is a brand new brush. I just pulled that off. And I think that would be clean up the lines, do a little bit of highlighting. See how that works? This ain't gonna take long. Get to your chat in just a second. And we're really just gonna put this blue anywhere where we missed it initially. Now I have to go and put this on the face, so I'm going to leave for just a second here. And even then you still miss things, so little bits of armor right there. Yeah, this is going to be an annoying project, but I think it'll be very, very, very rewarding once I get the first like all of the knights done. Once all of the knights are done, I think it'll be very rewarding. Very rewarding. It'll just pop. It'll click into place and be like, wow. Hell yeah. It's just one of those delicate detail phases, but you see what that's doing to it and everything. Then we're going to continue with our endless odyssey of blue here. And I think the hack to these guys for the moment is just complete one side at a time. See that? I've missed a little bit of armor there, but we're going to get that, and that'll be the highlight mark. Boom. Done. All right. I am going to try to maintain frame on this as best I can. Hell yeah. You already see what that does. There's no need for me to go through there and highlight that wood in there. And this little piece right here, I don't know what that part of the arm guard, the hand guard of the lance is going to be gold. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, good. All right, all right. Let's get back up to chat for a second here. That's my shirt. I think I'm wearing the Venom Welcome to... No, I have black. I have the black metal shirt on for Venom right now. What's up, the Mass Pineapple? Don't forget to hit me up on Instagram, dude, and we'll work something out. He was asking if he could come and play a game with me, and I was like, sure. And that invitation extends out to anyone. If you're willing to travel, we'll make a battle report. We'll make a day of it. There's actually there's a couple motels that aren't too far away from me. You know, one thing I'm gonna put out a little health disclaimer. Coming over to my side of the hood, you might want to train just a little bit. Do some do at least 6 weeks of jogging in preparation. Just do a 1 mile jog, because I will tell you now, altitude sickness is a thing at where I come from, and if you're not acclimated to being above 4,000, 5,000, being 4,000, 5,000 feet up above sea level, that can get you really quick. Just from us moving around or going up a hill or something like that, you know, seeing some of the sights, altitude sickness is a thing. So you might want to get your jogging game on just a little bit, just so you know you can fill up your lung capacity a little bit faster. Otherwise, you end up on oxygen. There was a girl that visited me during the week of 4th of July. She got pretty sick for a day when we went up the canyon, and you know, I mean, that's just a for me, 6,000 feet is only a 2,000 foot climb. You know, it's a 2,000 foot climb. Not really difference there, but you know, just a little health disclaimer there. You might want to do a little bit of jogging before you come out, because altitude sickness is a real thing. I don't really have any interest in doing any modern wargaming. I know that Von Ketteringham, who was just in here, he is doing Vietnam. I don't have a lot of interest in Vietnam. You know, just I look at, like, as a historian, I look at the casualty figures for like World War I versus Vietnam. You know, and I'm going to say that the baby boomers in this country, they got off really light. We didn't chop them up like the PALS battalions on the Somme on July 1st and everything. You know, I mean, 60,000 casualties is almost more in one day, and that's not dead, you know, but 60,000 casualties in one day is almost as many that had died in the Vietnam War. You know, I mean, we lost the same amount at bat during the Battle of the Bulge in 6 weeks. With the Waffen SS attacking us and everything. So no, I just don't have any interest in that. You know, my interests are really just fantasy, 40K, 30K, and I'm hoping to play a little bit of Conquest. You know, but again, you're doing so many things, and you know, I'm even guilty of doing too much. You know. So let's see here. I do want to keep that kind of wet. The next color I'm going to do on these guys, well, I better move back to metallic and finish that real quick. There's just some lines I got to clean up underneath right here. All right, hell yeah. That's done. And again, I don't think you have to worry about it too much. I'm going to go on for what do you call it? So I'm going to do gold and silver and blue at the same time for each stand, I think. And I think doing this, the shields up in metal, gonna save me a little bit of time and everything like that. Yeah, so that goes back to historical. What your thing goes back to what's happening with. Okay, so when I was down in the southern half of my state, I work in the housing industry. I build homes. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me carrying around equipment. I work on the excavation side. I don't work on the framing side. But if I go down to the southern part of my state, Washington County, they have a lot of foundations. They have neighborhoods of foundation, and they don't have any freaking lumber. No lumber. So your house ain't getting done. During COVID, Oregon and Washington shut down, and they even shut down the logging industry for an extended period of time. And what do you call it? During that same winter, I think it was winter of 2020, they had a really bad winter and spring, wet spring in Montana. And Montana has a lot of Weyerhaeuser and a lot of lumber comes out of Montana, and it took them a while to get the roads up and running just so they could start bringing lumber out. So there's going to be a supply, and then they're also the government itself is basically using bullshit propaganda. This is true, bullshit propaganda to keep the cost of oil low. They're also having the market makers sell oil for no reason on the market to basically declare war over an inflation. Be like, look, gas prices are going down. See? So any kind of like commodity based hard good necessary for life, whether that's oil, lumber, what's the other big one? Grain is going to be a problem. Any of that is going to literally suffer through supply shocks. And if God, what is that word? Because they just don't have the production right now, and the demand is really high, and it's going to take them a long time to catch up with production. The problem we have here is we don't have any refineries. That's number one. We need to build more refineries so that we can make more fuel, and that's the biggest one. Is that we haven't, ever since Obama, we haven't been able to upkeep on our refineries at all. So it's like, we live in this country that can basically build and do anything, but we're deindustrializing, it seems like. That's the trend for Europe and the United States. Let's deindustrialize and see how poor we can make everybody. You know? I'm sorry, Hungar. Yeah, I'm just as long as you're a mile above sea level or something like that. Yeah, I was just letting people know now. Where when you come here, altitude can get to you pretty hard. So there is that. So I'm gonna just hurry up and do the gold on these guys. I wanted to make the wings on these guys gold, and the wings on this banner gold. I think that'll clash very well. But I got to talk about Gatekeeper Con and everything. I'm going to paint these little grails gold too. And just a quick little touch will do ya. Just a quick little touch will do ya. Hell yeah. that looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm just looking at this, you know. All right, so next time, oh, I gotta do that. The handguards on the lances. I think that'll look pretty good in gold. This would be the tedious part of the miniature, but not really. Yeah. And that's it. That's basically all the gold I'm going to use for a minute here. Now I'm going to do the secondary color. I noticed that these guys got some straps on them. I was going to make them, what do you call it? Leather brown. I think that would look kind of ugly at this scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I can do with a little blob of a Uriel yellow. And they've got this little central strap that goes down right here. And then maybe we'll do something different for that. But I kind of like this little part right here in blue up next to the head. But I think that a yellow strap just going around them, probably pretty good looking here. Glad to know that you're doing fine. I know you had you were in the hospital last week for a little bit, Hungar. I'm always worried about you. That one video I saw of you when you were in the hospital, I was like, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, I was scared, you know? I don't want nothing to happen to old Hungar, you know? No, it's gonna get worse. There's going to be supply shocks on commodities, so grain, lumber, oil, not to mention natural gas. The big thing is they're still importing natural gas from Canada. And you know that hurts me because I'm invested in natural gas. This is why I don't give out investment advice. I've been paying Dominion triple digits during the winter, you know, and right now my bill's $22. You know, so you know, I just wish they'd let the commodities exchanges work. And then the big problem we have is next month, the BRICS currency, the gold-backed BRICS currency between Russia and China is going to come out, and they're going to open up the SCO exchange. I have no idea what that's going to do to the market. It could be the end of the dollar, all because we decided to weaponize the dollar against a bunch of rich Russian oligarchs who had nothing to do with what their country was doing. We just like we're taking your assets, which was a dick move because that ended the dollar as the global reserve currency. If you're the global reserve currency, that's a no-no. That's corruption in and of itself right there. Uh-oh, what's up? Is OBS out or is my internet down? Oh, it looks like everything's back. Okay. Yeah, hit me up the mass pineapple. That'll be pretty cool. So yeah, let's just see what a little band of this yellow does. Don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh yeah, that'll work just fine. And all I have to do is touch it. Just touch it. All right. And they'll get the yellow, and then somebody else, and then everybody else I think will have red. Yeah, those little yellow stripes look really good. And again, at this scale, you know, I mean, you're not going for Gold Demon. That much is for sure. There we go. Maybe another little drop. Yeah, that works really good. I think that's nice. And as for the lances, I think I like I don't know what would be a good color. Let's do a little bit of gray. See what that looks like. Yeah. And then some of them have a little bit of fabric hanging out right there. It's not really that noticeable, but it's there. And if you just hit it with a little bit, and I'd say that looks pretty something close to done there. Given the fact that I need just a little bit more magic blue, let's get a little bit of brown out. We are going to use I use snakebite leather for a lot. It's just one of those colors, gentlemen. It's just one of those colors. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Hungar. I'm glad that anybody tunes in to see my weaponized autism when I'm just sort of like, I get in on the zone, I paint the miniatures, you know, that's what I do. I'm just going to use the leather brown to kind of highlight the wood a little bit that I can see. Who is texting me? What do I got? What do I got? Okay, just... Alright, alright. That can wait. That can wait during stream. Okay. I missed the garbage can from a foot away. There we go. All right. So, as for that, with the horse fur, I'm only going to leave the horses one color, and that's what do you call this? Bestial brown. And I got to go out today and get more of that. I have not been good about like ordering my paints from eBay at all. And all I'm going to do with this stuff is I'm just going to make sure that parts of the brown that I can see are brown. I like how everything on these miniatures is literally just a poke of the brush. Should have put some. I gotta go get some extender maybe. Ah, this is annoying. Let's see what we got here. There we go. All right, there we go. That's our first stand of guys here. I am gonna let me go over those eyeballs that I can see with this little itty bitty brush here. Let's take a look. How does that look from right there? All right, from where we're going to be seeing it. There we go. We'll do that. There we go. I think that is a good stopping point on that guy, and we can go on to the next base. Just a little bit of wash, though, I think. Yeah, that looks good. Hustling these guys down along the field. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Just kind of going over the wood and the weapons and the metal again. There we go. One down. I wonder how long all that work took me on the stream today. Hour 18, not bad. That means once I get them prepped, I'll have to time myself, but I think I can get them turned out. So one thing I want to do is I still don't know how I'm going to handle these. I do know I'm going to paint them brown. I'm going to paint them brown, and I just think let's see here. Let's go into another one real quick. Oh, what's up, Wraith? How you doing? We're just in the middle of weaponized autism. And so I'm just kind of like figuring out how I'm going to finish the rest of these stands tonight in my head and then move on to the next stand. I'll have 4 bases of with this one I'll have 4 bases of knights. I don't know how Warmaster works. I'll have to sit down and I know that you have bases of guys. I'll have to sit down and see how things are done. But the idea behind this is that you'll be able to take these little pieces out as casualty markers to maybe show battle shock on the unit or morale. I know that you use morale in I think it's called morale in Warmaster. Might actually help me stay in frame. Little itty bitty models. Ah. All right, next color up. Definitely got to be blue. Definitely got to be blue. Got some really annoying angles on these guys. But I'm actually starting to see a good pattern here where it's like, okay, do the metal, do the blue, do the lance, do the white, kind of, you kind of develop a way of doing things as you move along, and so that each one will take me less and less time. This is just really kind of a quick dry brush on the parts that I can see that's going to catch light the most. Who knows, maybe I'll paint my entire brand new Bretonnian army that I'm fixing to buy this way. And you see little itty bitty enclaves of where the paint missed. But you never, on these kind of miniatures, again, you're not going to see a whole lot. You're just going to see some colors, and that's about it. But you want them to kind of be represented. So I think the next good color to do would be the bestial. Oh, as usual, I get too much out, so let's hold off on that and do another round of blue. least use some of it. Don't waste a single drop. You got a nice little streak of white in there that you gotta cover up. There we go. All right, let's move on to that bestial on this one. Make sure that that's the very next one that I work on. Yeah, a little bit more of a tone downstream. I think for miniatures like this, you have to want them. You have to want them to get done, you know. The more I do this, the more I want it. Oh, what's up, Cornite Care Bear? How are you doing? I'll have to text message you a little bit later on the Instagram socials. Survivor, how you doing? Mr. Where are the Warhammer? Okay, so there is a couple on. There's two that are slightly new on Patreon. I know that one of them ended up on Rumble, so I would check over there. As far as scheduling videos and everything, what I'm gonna do is this weekend I'm gonna play 40K. Next weekend, I'm probably going to try to get my friend to come out for a game of 30K. But the weekend after that, let me see here. Let me get out my calendar. All right, so this weekend, Sunday, 40K. Next weekend, Sunday, the 23rd, 40K campaign starts. But out there on the 22nd, I'm hoping to play my first game with my Imperial Fists. Hopefully my friend will have everything ready. If he's not ready, I'm going to ask if he comes out Saturday and we play a game of Warhammer Fantasy. And then that will go up on Patreon. And then the one that's on Patreon right now, that'll go out on Rumble. So if you're looking to watch them for free, they'll end up on Rumble. All right? And then let's see here. Moving on into the month of August. I'm either hoping the 5th or the 12th. Those 2 Saturdays to play another game of fantasy and make another battle report, and then I think that'll probably be it until about September. If Old World comes out faster, you can expect that everything dealing with the Old World to kind of shoot to the top of my lists of things to do. Of things to do and getting things ready and everything for that. So a lot of things will shoot to the top of my list in that regard alone. So I'm hoping to do 2 more this summer. Hopefully it's going to be Dwarfs versus Vampire Counts, and then let's see here. I think my friend might bust out his Skaven for a game, but they're not painted, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. So that's hopefully what I can do. And then I want to get I at least want to get 1 more game of Conquest Last Argument in. My first video that I put together for that was so bad, I couldn't put it out. I was missing rules left and right. That's definitely one that I got to work on. So that's kind of the release schedule. And then other than that, I've got to just kind of finish up what I'm doing for 40K for my Orks so that they're ready to play. Everything to do with my Iron Warriors, excuse me, have ended. They've ended up in a shoebox, and I'm not even going to worry about Iron Warriors for 30K or 40K until sometime next year. Because I am 100% swamped. Out the door, I am just swamped. Nothing I can do. So for the horses, I'm not doing a whole lot of detail. These horses are going to be brown. The next group of horses, they just might get the black ink touch. And then somewhere around the what do you call it? Around this month, because it is the 15th, I really need to make an August Holy Diver show. I didn't make one for June. I didn't make one for this month because of how busy I've been at work and everything. And I'm only going to get busier because they want me to transport more equipment because the guy who usually does it is going through a divorce right now. And so that's a load of crap too. But, I understand, the show must go on. There are some obvious parts where I got to get some of that blue in there. work myself up a better plan so I can handle this. Here we go. All right. I really think that looks good from where I'm looking at it. Ah! Because the harder, the worst part about small figures is the harder you look, the more imperfections you find, and then the harder they become to paint. I know. I heard that when you do meth, like time slows down and you can just get a lot of shit done. Unfortunately, so I got a funny story. There was this guy. He was a white supremacist who was the mechanic at my work. It was the diesel mechanic there, and I would annoy him every single day. I'd be like, "What's up, Wood? How you doing, Wood? How can I get wet, man? Give me some magic, man." And he would get pissed because I know that the white gangs in my state, they deal meth. That's what they do. He's like, "I don't deal with that shit anymore. You just stay away from me." And I'm like, "What? I'm just trying to get some meth, dude. Why can't you hook it up?" You know, I mean, you'll sell it to the Mexicans, but you won't sell it to me. He didn't even have an answer to that. And he would turn to the other mechanic one day. And he's like, "That guy's trying his patience with me," and the lead mechanic, he just turned to him. "You know, you're only 5'6", dude. That guy would probably tear your lower jaw off." But he shouldn't be asking me to sell because I don't do that stuff anymore. And it's like, and he would always kind of like, I don't do that stuff anymore. You just leave me alone, okay? So that makes me think: was he still dealing meth somewhere on the side? Who was he selling it to? Because he wouldn't tell me. You know, so no, I don't currently have a hookup for meth right there. You know, he also hated me because I also told him, well, I don't think white women should be allowed to vote, and that kind of like broke his heart or something like that, you know. So I'm too extreme even for the white supremacist gangs. Yes, I said it. I don't think that white women should be allowed to vote. Anyway, the whole thing comes down to like welfare and services. The white supremacists want the welfare to be for them, you know, not to other minorities. That's what it comes down to. I mean, so you're going to bitch at the end of the day, all that bitching, and you just want to sit on welfare and get even more benefits from the government. Yeah, you. Yes, and I also think that white women shouldn't vote, but you know, that's me. That's how I feel as a man, you know. Women are 51% of the population, and one of our founding fathers said that a republic will only last as long as 51% of the population doesn't realize that they can vote themselves the other 49%'s money. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, he wouldn't sell me any meth. So what am I going to do? You know, I don't have a hookup for that stuff, you know. So Cornite, if you know somebody who wants to give me some magic, man, I'm all ears. And that's what you call it. You call it magic, you know. I even did this to him. I even got into my wallet and I did the around the back, like here's a 20, buddy. How can I get wet? And he, you know, trying to be all covert about it. And just like, you just stay away from me. I'm like, okay, buddy, all right, fine. I don't do that stuff anymore. I don't do meth anymore. Like I said, the little minor imperfections. All right. Let's do the shafts. Gold. Gold is next. What's up, Mobius? How you doing? That's what you come when you come here. We have some interesting conversations. You know, I can either talk about history or how I went on a little adventure to buy some magic, because I'm probably already going to get downgraded. I'm already going to get downgraded in the algorithm because I was asking to buy, you know, meth or whatever. You know, I just needed a little magic. You know, I mean, well, he wouldn't sell me some magic. Like, all I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Pepsi. But she wouldn't give it to me. You just stay away from me. I don't do that shit anymore. do these little... Truth be told, if you told me to stop, I would stop. I mean, I never got like a hard, like, you know, we're gonna, you know, you keep this up, you're gonna end up with a couple of knives in your stomach kind of talk from them. So, you know, must have found it mildly amusing. Even the Mexicans won't sell it to me. So, you know, I don't have a hookup for that. Oh yeah, it's my best friend. He says it's because you look like a Fed. Like I look like I'm with the cops or something like that. I look like a plant. That's what it is. I'm not cool enough to work for the law enforcement. Probably because I would do my job. I'd be like, I'd probably, you know why I couldn't work in law enforcement? Because I would blow a whistle. I would see something that is completely, totally messed up, and I would write my congressman. I'd make a YouTube video about it, and then, you know, I would disappear for sure. I would literally have to take my everything I own over to Singapore or something. I'd have to like become a Russian expat or something. I, I'd end up like Edward Snowden. I'd blow a whistle. Funny thing is, if I wanted to buy a firearm, they're all ears for some reason. I guess you have to keep the sale of meth on the DL these days. Miniatures and meth. I could do that. I could do that. I wonder what they call it in the UK. Just a little bump, man. That's all I need. Just a little magic. Just something that'll make me feel different for 20 minutes. Miniatures and meth. Meth does a body good. I will for sure finish this before I cut out today, and then I got a little bit more housekeeping to discuss with you gentlemen, and then we can close out the show. And I call this a good one. Didn't have much to talk about, just went straight to work on these guys. I like that cartoon, that, what do you call it, commercial from the 90s. I'd play it, but that All Quiet on the Western Front thing turned into a copyright issue. That video's banned in Germany. You know, which I don't get. That should be fair use. If I'm talking about something historically, like the Psalm, and doing, what do you call it, doing kind of a historical symposium on it, I should totally be allowed to show that kind of footage without getting the copyright strike, because I had Aka up there, two, I had myself up there talking about it historically, but no copyright strike, banned in Germany. It all goes to the soccer. You know what? You being a suburbanite dude, you know, yeah, you might, with kids in Little League and stuff like that, you might know more about that stuff than me. I don't know I'm very blissfully ignorant when it comes to drugs and stuff like that. You know, I can tell you that Mina died of a pain pill overdose accidentally. That's a story for a different day. But like, yeah, I don't know what the usage of meth would be among soccer moms and everything. You know, you smoke a little to keep your belly tight, you know. Kids soccer games. People of class and sophistication only do powder. Okay, I will tell you now that snorting powder off of giant set of Aka Atsuka tits or something like that, that is on my bucket list. That is not beneath me. I think at every point, at some point in some guy during your lifespan, if you haven't snorted coke off of tits, maybe you've done it wrong. Just once, you got to have coke on tits. Okay? You got to have a little bit. Just a little coke on tits. It's not going to kill any. You get a one-time pass to just go. Oh, I guess it's. You have to have the straw up one, you know, and you have to just do the line right off of her cleavage, you know. Yes. Let's see here. Yeah. Yes. I got to do capture real quick. At one point, you got to get a girl like that. You got to go into a hotel room, and that's what it's all about. You just got to be like right there, do a line, have fun with the girl, and then call it good. You know, I mean, if you do, how can you say that you've lived if you've never done coke off of tits? I don't know. All right, let's round these guys off here with their white on their lances. A light gray. I mean, we've got coke on tits here. Just once, just for fun. Come on now. What are we at? Yeah, oh, we're already pushing the 2-hour mark. Good hell. Let's, yeah, I'll just finish this one color. So I'm already seeing the chinks in my armor on this. Ah, they got twisty little flags on their lances. Oh no. All right. You busy as a bee. Meth. All right. That's about as far as we're going to get on those guys today in today's stream. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping now that we're about out here. Let's close that. So basically, you know, what I was thinking was I wanted to start planning some kind of an event, you know, and when I talk about like the sponsors and everything like that, and I show a little funding marker, that's basically me trying to put a metric on how I'm going to pay for the terrain and equipment that I would need if I were to run an event. So basically, what I would like to do is get your thoughts on what kind of tournaments you'd like to see if I were to run a Gatekeeper Con event. So, you know, I was thinking a small fantasy tournament and a small 40K tournament, nothing major. I know that a lot of my base plays fantasy already, so that wouldn't be a problem. Or maybe even doing a 30K tournament or something like that. So I don't know. That's just kind of where I was at with that. But making sure that I have all the terrain and everything that I would need to run a 2-day event on a weekend sometime. I just want to get some feedback from some of you people who actually watch and see what you would fly in for. And I think a fantasy event one day or a giant historical game, 28 millimeter historical game the next day. But I'm looking for a 2-day event, you know, or something like that for Gatekeeper Con, and that's kind of where I'm at. So if you got some ideas, I think that bolt action is just kind of out. Simply because the Ranger moved away, and I got to talk about that in a different stream. He got another big boy job working for Raytheon Tech out in Arizona. We said our goodbyes last week. There wasn't really time to do anything else. He did everything that he had to do in 30 days. You know, so there's that. So this is about where I'm going to leave you, gentlemen. Here, I'm gonna hurry up and read the rest of these chats here. The Mass Pineapple. People you know who did meth you don't want to talk to anymore. Well, I was joking about the meth part, but I think I was deadly serious about the the Akahatsuka and Coke part. Maybe, you know, just I want to be wild here. So we'll go up into display capture. You know, I want to be wild here, seeing as how we're about to close out. So all right, and Hunger, I'm glad you're doing better on your health and everything. So that's pretty much it today. You know, thank you guys for watching. As you know, you can always go over to Rumble. That is going to be the official home of all the Holy Diver battle reports. There is probably going to be one more 40K battle report that I will film tomorrow, and then the first one will be going up on Patreon when the official campaign starts. But next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, that's when we're going to start our campaign for the Crusade and everything. And in the pipe work, I'm going to have another fantasy battle report and my first 30K game. I will be doing a showcase at some point on my Imperial Fists, so look forward to that. And and if anybody has any thing they want me to talk about, any of you patrons, something's come up in your Reddit thread that you might want me to write a show about, let me know, because I don't really have any ideas. I have a couple of gripes, but I don't really have anything solid, you know. So if you have anything that you want to talk about with me on Patreon or Instagram, let me know there. But as you know, YouTube has many features you can use to interact with me. You can like the video, dislike the video, comment, or subscribe. But until I see you guys again, keep fighting, keep painting, and stay metal, my friends. And we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to check me out on Rumble. Links in the description. And as you know, promotional consideration paid for by the following: John K., Andrew C., Lady Quickblood 35, Moonbad, Baba D, Craig B., Jimmy M., Dracwizza, James C., Macy J., Tipsy Thomas, James B., Wallach, Jason G., Michael W., Christian M., Cornite Camber, Olinius Pius, Road Dog, King Assault, Soul Blighter, Sage, MC, and PP Pass. I don't know how I say that. P. Pasquale. Tippers, AfterDarkPrince.net, and Celtic Miniatures. Their links could be found in the description below. And Randy the Axeman. We will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for coming out.